The designated hitter thing is something that I've dived into this before, not on this platform, of course, but I've gotten into this before, and my stance since I was like 7 years old remains unchanged. Because, look, I look at it this way. With this new CBA agreement, it will likely be implemented right away when we get a season, assuming we do in 2020, and then obviously the CBA agreement for 2021. We'll see, and that will be included in that as well. So the ages of no designated hitter in the National League is over. And while scrolling Twitter last night after Tom reported this news, it was, well, this is a sad day for baseball. This is horrible. The end of an era. This isn't the game I once knew. Right? I mean, seriously, how absolutely dumb in the brain do you have to be to sit here and act like a designated hitter in the National League ruins baseball? Now, if you're such a big baseball fan, tell me this. Why do, in the World Series, the biggest stage that baseball has, why does the National League have a designated hitter? Why, when we mingle interleague play, right, when an AL team plays an NL team, why does magically the National League team get a designated hitter? Because it's an advantage offensively, right? And you don't want an uneven playing field between AL and NL opponents. So to say this is the end of an era, it's just dumb, especially with everything that's gone on the last several weeks in baseball, right? This is a dying sport. Baseball is. The Major League Baseball is a dying league. And I'm not saying it's going to ultimately have a funeral, never exist. Of course not. The MLB is still going to rake in millions and billions of dollars each season once we get back to at least what we hope is normal. But Rob Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, who we talked a lot about on Tuesday, is currently letting this sport die with all this playground-like back and forth happening out loud on Twitter, on Facebook, through press releases. He's holding a pillow to us in bed and suffocating the sport. That's what Rob Manfred is doing. So the fact that you don't like a designated hitter in the National League, and maybe you do, and I hope you do, because I agree with you. We already see it a lot with interleague play and obviously the World Series. We don't like watching pitchers strike out. I know the Yankees don't like watching their pitchers strike out because they don't really get the opportunity to. The Red Sox don't like watching pitchers strike out because they typically don't get the opportunity to. Astros fans, Orioles fans, Mariners fans, Tigers fans, you name it, don't watch their pitchers strike out. Pitchers go in there and strike out. They whiff because that's not what they're good at. They're good at throwing the baseball. So the designated hitter slot being implemented in the National League is nothing to really scoff at. It's nothing to say, ugh, this is a bad day for the game. This is horrible. This isn't the game me and my poppy grew up watching. Like, seriously? Get over yourself. It will just add a fun, little, tiny element. An element you'll see 3 times in a 4-hour game. Maybe 4 times, depending how many times we go through the batting order. It's not going to change baseball at all. We're just not going to see pitchers maybe, 3 times a season hit a home run. It's the one difference we're getting. It's just going to create a better product. It doesn't give you that false hope for when your 9-batter comes up that, oh, okay, well, yeah, that's not going to go well, is it? When you're 2 outs and have nobody on in the 9th inning. And overall, the designated hitter belongs in baseball. We see it at the collegiate level. We see it at the high school level. We see it in the minor league level. The only level we don't consistently see the designated hitter spot is the majors. In the National League. That's it. There are literally 15 teams in the country that don't regularly use a designated hitter. And those teams belong to the NL East, the NL West, and the NL Central. That's it. Anywhere else you go watch baseball, the Northwoods League, the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, the Beloit Snappers, the minor league teams in Wisconsin, you have a designated hitter in those games. So for you to sit here and tell me that this is a sad day for baseball, you're wrong.